everybody. This video is my 5th video in my Learning the Hard Way series, and it is titled 20 Signs. I was going to do 10, but I'm going out there. 20 signs that you are becoming more aware, and that's a really good thing. Now, it might not seem like a good thing at first, and this is why I'm coming in with that learning the hard way angle, because it comes from a place of discomfort. It comes like when you have a turning point in your life. It could be maybe you experienced a relationship breakup. Maybe you had a divorce, maybe a personal tragedy, something that changed, a turning point. Or maybe you were just tired of the old life that you were living, and just one day you woke up and something just was different. Mine came from sobriety. I'll be talking from that angle. I have been sober for over 5 years now, and I'm planning on making a video about my sobriety on another day. But that's where this awareness came from. Almost seemed like overnight. It almost seemed overnight. Like I just started seeing things differently. And it didn't come my first few years. I mean, hit things here and there. But really, the last few years, the last couple of years, it's really, I have other turning points in my life as well. So I don't know if that contributed to that. But I have had a significant shift in awareness, and it is not always the best thing. I mean, it is a wonderful thing, don't get me wrong, but you might not perceive it as that at first, but you have to recognize it and know that it's actually a sign that you're growing. So you notice when you're being triggered, but not reacting. You pause. That's what happens, is you pause and you say to yourself, why did that bother me so much? Or why do I even care? So instead of, blowing up and just reacting and not even really thinking about it, you're pausing and you're looking at the situation. That is awareness. Okay, number 2, you question your habits instead of defending them. You think, why am I doing that? Why am I eating a half a box of donuts tonight? You actually stop and think, why am I doing this? And then you realize, oh, I was upset about this, and that was my way of coping. And it's just a whole things are shown to you in a whole new light. I mean, it's really amazing what awareness can do. And sometimes it's grand, and other times it's not so grand. Question your habits instead of defending them. Do I really want to drink that? Do I really want to eat that? Do I really want to go over there again? Why am I talking to this person? I mean, you start to question yourself, and you actually think about it instead of just doing it, on autopilot. So that's number 2. All right, so number 3, you are more selective with your energy. You decide more on whether you want to do this or that. Like, do I really want to put energy in that person? Do I really want to go there? This makes me feel bad. I mean, why would I want to talk to them anymore? Every time I talk to them, I feel really small, and I go home and I feel bad, and I don't even really know why. Before, you never even noticed. You were, again, on autopilot. You went and hung out with that person, or you gave your energy 2 hours on a phone call with somebody that was putting you down the whole time, and you never even noticed. But all of a sudden, you're aware. And that might be kind of shocking to you. You might love the person that you hung out with, and you realize that they were bringing you down. And that's the part that I'm talking about. That's the part that makes you feel really bad. But awareness is good because you recognize that. You'll see patterns that you never saw before. So that's really good. That was number 3. Okay, number 4, you catch your inner critic. You catch yourself talking bad to yourself. Oh, I'm so stupid. That's something I would do all the time. Oh, you're so stupid. Why did you do that? No, words matter, and you don't want to talk bad to yourself, not to anybody, but especially yourself. You catch that. Or you can't do that. And you catch it. Oh, yes, you can. You can. See, you thought that you couldn't do that, but now you know that you can. That's awareness. And you might have done it for all those years and you realize all of a sudden, hey, I'm the one that was holding myself back. And I blamed all these other people or all these other circumstances, and it was me all along. That can be shocking and it can be overwhelming, let me tell you, to realize that I was to blame for a lot of things that I felt. Knowing why you got there is one thing, but to know that the person was the one that was in control of it is another. But you learn how to cope with that as well. It's just how we were raised and how we were developed into different things. I'm not saying that somebody raised us wrong, but it's just kind of like how a flower grows in a garden. The seed might have been in there a little crooked, and it might be facing the other way, and all the other flowers are the other way. It's just how you grew. All right, so that was number 4. Number 5. This is a big thing. You no longer tolerate what drains you. Now, this is a big thing for me, man. I don't care anymore. I mean, I care, but if it makes me feel bad in any sort of way, if it drains my energy, I'm running. I don't want anything to do with it. I mean, also this awareness brought to me that we're all going to die. Spoiler alert. I don't know, it's some sooner than others, but we're all going to be going out this world. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And I don't want to waste any more energy on things that don't serve me. And that is a major thing. That's awareness. Like, oh, when I go over there, I just feel exhausted. I feel like I wasted my time. Well, why are you going over there? Or why are you talking to this person? Or why are you eating that? You feel horrible after you eat that. Why do you continue on eating that? Like the draining of the energy. Talking to the person, or maybe you're, obsessing over something. I have a problem with that. Like maybe there was a bad situation that happened, and instead of just letting it go, I'll just think of over all the things I could have done. Well, what if this happened? That's draining your energy. And now I realize, and not everything, I'm definitely not perfect, that's for sure. but now I realize things. Hey, wait a minute, why am I even thinking about this? Is it going to matter in a couple of weeks? Is it going to matter tomorrow? Does it matter now? You no longer want to do things that drain your energy. And that, my friend, is awareness. All right, so number 6, crave authenticity over approval. And this can mean that you just don't care. You don't want to pretend anymore. You don't want fake friends. You don't, want fake situations. Like, why do this? Why do that? If it doesn't really matter, in the end, because there is always an end. We all have an end coming, people. And why do that? Be real and alone than surrounded by fakeness. The fake spot, them, the people, the situations, the fake situations, fake everything. Why? Like, why? We're all going to die. I don't care. That is awareness. So you crave realness. That is awareness. Is that you realize that all these other things didn't matter. Your image. I mean, of course, we all want to look good. We all want to be respectful and all of that. But I mean, you're really going to do certain things that take all your energy to prove a point or something? No, not me. But that is awareness, and it's a beautiful thing. But also, it can be overwhelming because you realize that you wasted so much time on the wrong situations, the wrong people. But awareness is a beautiful thing. The earlier, the better. And if you have it at all, some people don't even get awareness. But if you have awareness, grab it and hold on to it, no matter how uncomfortable it feels, because it does get better after you get to the other side of that. Okay, so number 7, you recognize patterns and behaviors in other people. And you understand the why. You're more aware of why people do things. You could see them projecting. You can see, oh, hey, I know why this is happening now. I mean, it doesn't make it right if somebody's doing something wrong to you or disrespecting you or anything like that, but you can see it. And that's growth. That's big time growth, especially if you can see why they're doing it, or, if you have a history with a person or a situation and you can see why it's happening. It's a big thing, and it's awareness, and it's a beautiful thing. This awareness, it's beautiful. But that means that you're becoming more aware and you're growing. Okay, number 8, you're not afraid to be alone anymore, if you ever were. I never really was. I'm quite the loner, but now I really don't care. I can walk the earth. I mean, just give me my brothers, my immediate family, and we're good. Not afraid to be alone. I can sit in my peaceful space. I don't have to feel like I'm holding on to anybody because I need this person or I need this situation. It's you become aware that you are enough, and that that being alone is an okay situation. So number 9, you stop trying to fix everything. You realize that some things just can't be fixed. Things are just going to happen the way they happen. Let the chips fall where they may. And you never really were fixing anything to begin with on most things. I mean, depends on the situation. But you don't try to fix everything now. You just live and let live. And that's a wonderful thing. That's a sign that you're becoming more aware. Number 10. I love this one. You're more present in your own life. Like, instead of thinking, oh, what can I do for this person? Or what can I do for this situation? What am I going to do for me? The sunsets, the walks, the smell of flowers. It's almost like being high. Isn't you actually like, hey, it's all about me now. I care about me. I'm going to die. I'm sorry, but it's true. I don't be excited about it. It's just, that's something, I should have put that as a number in itself. The awareness of the finality of life. The ending. There is an ending. We are all on this big O train, and we're all going towards the end. All heading to the big end. And we realize that once you become more aware, you realize that, and you're more into things. That sunset, that might be the last one. You never know. I mean, anything could happen. And we're not promised tomorrow. And to be aware of that, I mean, seriously aware of that, it's a wonderful thing. But it can also be stressful because you realize all those other sunsets, you were maybe sleeping, or, you weren't paying attention. And so that in itself can be overwhelming, but it's never too late. All right, so number 11, I like this one. You feel less guilt for saying no. You don't mind saying no. I used to not be able to say no. I had a problem with it. I mean, it didn't matter who they were, if I liked the person or not. Like, I could not say no. Do you want to go here? Well, I have other things to do. No, now it's like, no. I was like, no, I don't. Do you want to go there? Nope, not today, not ever. Do you want to do that? Nope, no, I don't. Nope. And, well, why not? It don't matter why. I just don't want to. No. Did you hear me? No. Was that song? Was it Meghan Trainor or whatever? No. Yeah, no. It's a great thing. And once you are able to start saying no, and after the first couple of times, you're like, am I ever going to say yes again? Yes, you will, on things that you want to do. That's a sign that you're becoming more aware. Number 11, that you can say no now. Okay, so number 12, you observe before reacting. You don't jump in. You stand back and see how it plays out now. I'm like, okay, let's see what's going to happen here. You just wait a little bit. And then, what I do now, according to this awareness, I'm like, all right, let's see. Let's see what they do. Or let's see what happens. Or let's see what they say. And I think, is this what they've been doing? And I just never realized it. And then, bam, almost always. And that's the part that can be shocking. It's like, oh my goodness, I didn't trust my gut. All that time, I never trusted my gut. I ignored it. And, because I wasn't observing, I was just reacting. And later on, I would complain about it and say, oh, did you see that this, and this happened? But now I observe it. And then I react, if I react at all. Number 13, you realize closure, the word closure, is something that you give yourself. It is something you give yourself instead of waiting for that apology or waiting for that thing to happen, something that may never happen. And a lot of times, a lot of people, human beings, will not get apologies, will not get something. There's not always a beautiful ribbon tied at the ending of something. And that is something that you'll realize that you don't need closure. Like, closure is not really a thing that you're always going to have, and it might suck, but you're more aware, and you learn how to give yourself closure. And that is awareness. That's number 13. You realize that closure is not a given. Number 14, you listen more than you speak. That's a big one for me because I like to speak. I like to talk. But now I'm learning that I'm listening more. I'm paying more attention. And that is awareness. Because if you listen long enough to people, especially if you just meet a person and you're trying to analyze them and stuff, they will usually tell you who they are. I mean, just anybody will. You just have to listen to them. And I listen more now. Before I just talked. Hi, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. And then I never heard anything. I just heard what I wanted to hear and said what I wanted to say. And now I listen more than I speak. I need a lot more work on that one. But what I have done is, it's amazing because, like, I'm just shocked on all these things I've been doing now, like how this awareness has changed my life. It really, really has. And getting over the shock, like I was talking about how the shock and it can be overwhelming awareness and all that. And I mean, it's getting better now. I'm getting on the other side of it. But it can be something. But it's like I said earlier, it is a beautiful thing. And you'll know if you're going through it now, you'll know. And if you're just starting to experience it, then hang tight. It gets better. Just got to clear out some of the rubbish. All right, number 15 is you feel more in tune with your body. This is something that I never have. I mean, I have now. Like, before I didn't. I mean, I could whack my leg and not even know it, especially when I was drinking. I was like, no, yeah, but where'd my leg go? Why? Well, I don't know. It's just, I didn't care. My leg hurts. I don't know why. But now I'm more in tune. Like, if I eat something, and it could also be age as well. But like, now I know, like, oh, if I eat, all those pork rinds, they're going to make me feel swollen. Before I don't really notice it, or I'm feeling really tired and I don't really know why. Well, you didn't sleep for 2 days, it's just things like that. You're more in tune with your body. And I have a lot of work left to go on this one. But boy, I tell you, I have noticed things. And like I said, it could also be an age thing. But it's definitely awareness. You're more in tune with your body. Okay, so number 16, you reflect instead of spiraling. Yeah. Instead of like just going down that slide, like this can be many different things. Like journal to cope with it. You might take a walk. You might sleep on it. That is a major sign of awareness and age. All right, number 17. This is a big one. You stop making excuses for people. You stop. You just, okay, they've been manipulating me all these years. I didn't even realize it. Well, they had a bad time growing up, or, they were in a bad relationship, or, they were really sick. I don't care. When you bake a cake, it doesn't matter what oven you bake it in. It's still going to get baked at the end. You get the same thing. You know what I'm saying? The why doesn't really matter. It's you stop making excuses. It's like, okay, well, they did this, they said this, or this happened, and this happened to me. Well, I'm done. I'm done with that. I only live so long, so, or you do, or we do. So you just stop making excuses. And that is a wonderful thing. And then that can also be overwhelming because you realize, why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I do this 25 years ago or 40 years ago or 150 years ago? I should have done this yesterday. Do not dwell on that. It's just the fact that you're doing it. So awareness is a big thing, and you no longer make excuses for people. It stops today. Don't look back. Just go forward. That's number 17. Number 18. You're okay not being liked by everyone. Now, that was a big thing for me. Now, that's number 18. You're okay with not being liked by everyone. I have to say that again. It would bother me so bad if someone didn't like me. For years. No, I could care less. Good. I'm glad you don't like me. That means you're not going to come around, If anything I've learned is, I've had a lot of people in my life for years. For years, I've had people in my life that didn't like me. And I just realized this the last few years. Like, why are you even around me if you don't like me? I don't care. I don't care if you don't like me. I like me. I didn't like me before. But I like me now. And you get there too. You will get there too. And if you are there, you'll know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter if people like you anymore. Because you like you and we're all going to die. So why have these people around you that don't like you? And who cares if they like you or not? That's awareness. That's something that I'm learning really well. And I'm really happy about that one. You learn that you don't care that people don't like you. That's good. It's a good thing. Number 19. You start checking in with yourself. You don't go call someone else, hey, should I do this? Or what do you think about this? Or whatever. You say to yourself, maybe not, in that dramatic way, but self, do I want to go over there? Do I want to do that? Do I want to eat that? You start thinking about it. You play it out. You say, is this going to be good for me if I do that? Things that you never questioned before. You just start checking in with yourself because you are the one person and the only person that's always going to be by your side. I mean, yeah, we say we have our mothers, our fathers, our friends, and the spouses and all that. But no, in the end, it's always just going to be you and God. God, of course, is always there for us. So, but now you check in with yourself. You make sure that you're going to feel right about that. How am I going to feel in the future about that? How am I going to feel tomorrow? And you actually think about it. And that is a beautiful thing. And that's number 19. All right. And the last one is number 20. You feel less drawn to drama. Yes, you don't want drama anymore. No drama. Now, I was like a drama queen in my heyday. I just thought, I didn't say, oh, I want some drama, but I was always involved in it, There was always some kind of drama around. Now, for the last several years, no way, get away from me. I don't want to fight. I don't want to, I don't want any kind of weirdness, I just want peace. I don't want to have to be confused or think about things all the time. That is number 20. You feel less drawn to drama. Now, these are 20 signs that I just went over, 20 signs that you're becoming more aware, and that is a good thing. And like I said earlier, some of these things might be overwhelming because you'll realize things that you did that you wished you'd done sooner, or things that you experienced that you're experiencing now that you wish you experienced before. And you might realize that you might be, I want to be gentle with it, but you might realize, as I look myself in the face of that camera, you might realize that some things might be your fault. And that can be overwhelming. But once you start becoming more aware, your life will get better. So when you start seeing these signs in your life, recognize it as awareness and recognize it that your life is on the launching pad of greatness. Because your life's going to get better than it ever has. Don't go back to your old habits. Don't feel that discomfort and abandon ship. Just keep going. Keep going, because it does get better. I promise you. I have a long way to go in my life, and I've come through some wreckage, and awareness was pretty shocking. Things. I'd be driving down the road and, are you serious? I didn't notice that before 25 years ago. Oh my goodness. You get all mad, you want to call someone up. But it's really, I'm like, why am I getting so angry about things that happened so long ago? It's because I didn't stand up for myself. I didn't do what was right for me because I didn't love myself enough. I didn't, care enough for myself. I put other people in front of me. I was a people pleaser, different things like that. Well, I'm not anymore. I'm becoming more self-aware every day, and you will too. And that's it for this, my 5th episode in my Learning the Hard Way series. And I will be making more soon, and I will be touching base eventually about my sobriety. So hopefully I can help other people. I don't exactly know how to do that. I don't know. I'm not really real comfortable with that yet, but I'm going to get there. And so that's where we're at today. 20 signs that you've becoming more aware. Thank you for watching. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Check out my other videos on learning the hard way, things that I've been coming through, that I'm going to try to help other people. And by talking about things that I've been through. So thank you for watching, and have a blessed day. Thank you.